Vampire.
This morning I read, or I didn't read a book. I listened to a book in the shower called The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. So it's this idea that you have to be dedicated to the idea of one thing, and that is the best and quickest way to success. But I personally think that it's not true. I learned it the hard way, that not one thing makes it the end all be all for you and your life. Let's digest this and understand why I disagree with it. For example, for me, it was songwriting. And for me, dedicating storytelling in just one simple form, I have an obsessive personality, and I took it too far to the extent where it really did take priority in everything I do. I think that, yes, it did. It was deemed successful in a way that I produced a lot of songs in that period of time. And I wrote a lot of songs that I would have never otherwise written. But then I don't feel successful by any means. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned how lost I felt. That's because for the very first time in my life, I had the luxury of time to figure out what I want to do next. So when I hop onto YouTube, I thought, this was it. This is my next thing. And for a while, that was enough. Because it kept me occupied. I found the what I'm gonna do. But as time goes on, the void kept creeping back in. Because I once again struggle to understand, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Do I really find joy in showing what I eat in a day, who I hung out with, how I spent my day? Do I really just want yet another platform to just self-report and check into random places? Do I really need to edit a longer form of my Instagram stories? The short answer is no. So I stopped. It was as simple as that. When you put something like a skill or like a passion as your priority, it takes precedent over everything else, and you lose balance, like my mental health, my physical health, my relationship with people, family, and even myself is all centered around that one thing. I'm currently in this phase in life where I'm in my do it and not give a shit era. When I feel like I don't want to do something, I just don't. That's kind of how I roll for like the past few months, because the momentum was so high in January and early February that I just kind of crashed. It's not like I've lost passion, which is great, because once you lose something, it's hard to get it back. I know I've not lost it. I've just like feel like I have nothing to say and I have nothing to put out. So then I just don't. I just let it ride and I just recharge. And then when I'm ready to go, I'll go. I think it comes back to you, like, what does success mean to you? Because if you just do one thing and one thing great, can you really survive in this day and age? Throwing back the question to me, how would I define success today? Let me save you some time and tell you now. No amount of self-help books, meeting new people, or traveling could solve your life problems that only you can untangle.
Why doesn't work? Oh.
Because when I was reading all the self-help books that I thought I needed, I was distracted and instead find myself deep in my own thoughts. When I was meeting new, exciting, creative people, all I could think about was, what do I have to contribute to the conversation? And when I was traveling, all I wanted to do was to sit with myself. You can call it the grass is always greener on the other side, but I call it, I don't know what the color of the grass on the other side is until I see it for myself. So now that I've done all that, have I figured out what I want to do next? No, not really. But what I do know is, it's never really just gonna be one thing.